As long as I'm winning, and which I know I'm going to do, and be victorious, on June 27th, I will be a 2-week Division Unified champ, so that's all that matters.
Jaron "Boots" Ennis is not entering this fight on June 27th looking for a simple title defense or another routine victory added to his resume. According to his own prediction, he plans to completely overwhelm Xander Zayas and deliver the kind of statement performance that forces the entire boxing world to finally place him among the future pound-for-pound kings of the sport. Ennis believes this fight represents far more than just another paycheck or another headline.
And that's a tough fight, you know, especially for Xander at this point in his career, but it shows his heart and his confidence, you know, that he has in himself, and he's ready to go make history for his country, and he's going to do real well in that fight. You know, I just think, you know, right now, you know, it's a little bit too early for him.
Meanwhile, Roy Jones Jr. offered a completely different perspective, one that should give the entire Zayas camp a major boost of confidence ahead of the fight.
Let me finish. We fighting for 2 times world champion already. What if he go for the 3rd one and he gets beat? Then he misses a big money fight with Boots instead of going on and taking this fight. You understand me? So it's like so many times we get cheated out of fights because guys try to wait till the fight simmers or gets to where it needs to be, then they'll wait till they think one guy's ready. No, if you're a 2-time world champion across the board already, you're ready. If you're not ready, you shouldn't have got them. You shouldn't have got them 2 titles if you weren't ready. So if you got 2 titles, I don't want to hear that you're not ready. You better be ready because you're 2-time world champion. You got 2 of the belts in the weight class. Everybody in the weight class want that. So you're behind. Better be.
Roy Jones Jr. strongly pushed back against the growing narrative that Xander Zayas is being thrown into deep waters before he is fully prepared. Jones pointed out that Zayas is already a 2-time world champion and believes taking this fight now actually makes perfect business and competitive sense. According to Roy, if Zayas had waited...
And Xander is a guy, like you say, that you can't let hit you repeatedly with the same shot or you won't be around long. So Boots gonna get on his game. I'm sure he's gonna tighten up and get on his A game because he know he has an A opponent. So I think the fight is perfect. I think it's the perfect time for the fight because the winner of this fight is gonna be something special.
Jones also described the matchup as a legitimate 50-50 battle and believes the eventual winner could potentially dominate the junior middleweight division for many years to come. Although Roy refused to name a clear favorite, he made it obvious that he expects an extremely dangerous and highly competitive fight from start to finish. He warned that Ennis cannot afford to underestimate Zayas for even a single second because one mistake could completely change the outcome of the entire fight. Despite sharing cultural roots with Zayas, trainer Eric Roman painted a far more brutal picture for the challenger's chances. Roman expects Ennis to apply...
Look, put it like this, right? Like, we know Boots for a long time, right? You know, him, both his families, and obviously, you know, I'm Puerto Rican, but I'm siding with my brother, Bo. On that one, I think that it's going to be an entertaining fight in the beginning. You know, I would say the first 5-6 rounds is going to be competitive, mainly because Boots is smart. He knows that Xander can fight. Xander's a big kid. He's not just going to sit there and trade with him. You know, I don't know what they're thinking, they see. I know that Coach Javier, who's my boy too, you know, Centennial, great coach on Xander's side. I know they're going to have a great game plan early. But the pace that you have to keep Boots off you, man, that's a hefty price, you know. I don't know if Xander's going to be able to do that, you know. So I do think it's going to be competitive for, like I said, 5-6 rounds. But I think once Boots catches on and starts really hitting to the body, you know, touching him up with clean shots, I don't know if Xander can
Rather than predicting a sudden one-punch knockout, Eric Roman envisions a much more calculated and punishing type of destruction. He expects Ennis to slowly break Zayas apart through constant body attacks, pressure, combinations, and physical punishment over the course of several rounds. Roman believes the fight will gradually become more difficult.
I'm gonna call a late stoppage, maybe around 10-11.
10-11?
Yeah.
Now, a systematic breakdown after round 5 or 6, or one shot?
Yeah, nah, it'll be a systematic breakdown. I think Xander's too good to get hit with one shot clean and just go. I think he has a lot of heart. You know what I mean? He's Puerto Rican. He's showed that he can fight, he can scrap. I think Xander does everything really good, but I think Boots does everything really great. So, and that's going to be a difference in the later on.
On the other side of the debate, Oscar de la Hoya also delivered his prediction and ultimately leaned.
He's He's facing a guy who knows how to use his distance and throws hard punches, combinations. He has the will to win. I mean, this is going to be a great fight. I don't know who's going to win. It's tough to call, but you might have to give the edge to Boots just because he's on a roll, you know, with his past opponents, the way he's been handling them. Stylistically, I think I would have to give a little.
Oscar acknowledged that Xander Zayas possesses all the tools necessary to create serious problems for elite fighters, especially because of his ability to control range and fight with maturity beyond his years. Still, De La Hoya ultimately sided with Ennis because of his explosiveness, athleticism, momentum, and overall stylistic advantages heading into the matchup. But perhaps
this kid is about to get ruined.
Oh, no.
He ain't ready yet. He's a good fighter, but he's not there yet. You know what I'm saying? But you know what? You're about to find out.
James Toney bluntly warned that Xander Zayas simply is not ready for what Boots Ennis brings into the ring. While Toney admitted that Zayas is talented, respectable, and technically skilled, he insisted the young challenger has not yet reached the level required to survive against someone as complete and dangerous as Ennis. According to Toney, this fight only ends one way if Boots performs anywhere close to his full potential. Toney
Boots, it is, you know, occupied with all the punches and movements and stuff like that. But if he stays there right in front of him, then, you know, then Boots is going to, you know, take his toll on him. But I think that activity for Xander Zayas will be the key for him.
When discussing Zayas' abilities, Ennis acknowledged that the challenger brings more versatility, unpredictability, and technical skill than many of the fighters he has faced previously. However, Boots completely rejected the idea that those qualities pose a true threat to his dominance inside the ring. He confidently stated that nobody currently competing at welterweight possesses.
I would say Xander a little better than those guys because I feel like he do a little more.
Like what?
I feel like with those guys, well, with Ortiz, you know what you getting. He coming straight for it. With Fundora, he tall. With Xander, I feel like he could box a little bit and he try to rumble too. So. Yeah.
Right, but that doesn't mean that he might be the toughest fight because maybe Fundora because of the height. What do you think? You don't know till you get in there.
I can't really say because I'm not in there with these guys yet. So, but I don't. To be honest, I don't think none of these guys tough for me. So.
Ennis also made it clear that the size difference between the two fighters does not concern him whatsoever. He claimed to regularly dominate much larger sparring partners during training camp and believes those experiences have prepared him perfectly for this moment. According to Boot,
I'd be putting big guys out.
Yeah, cold. I've heard stories in the gym.
I'm talking about cold with 18s on. So what you think I'm gonna do with 8 ounces or 10 ounces on them? Because I'm at 54. What do you think I'm gonna do with 10?
Boots Ennis described his superiority through a cold and calculated comparison, claiming he holds advantages in nearly every category imaginable: speed, footwork, combinations, athleticism, timing, intelligence, reactions, and overall ring control. He spoke with such overwhelming confidence that it almost sounded as though he views perfection itself as his real competition rather than the man standing.
Like I said, I think he getting better, but I think it's nothing he do better. Like I do everything. I jab better. I'm faster, smarter, stronger. I got more ability. Like our defense better.
Boxing analyst Tim Bradley focused heavily on Xander Zayas' maturity and emotional intelligence throughout the build-up to the fight. Bradley praised the young champion for displaying professionalism, discipline, composure, and mental toughness far beyond his years ever since entering the sport as a teenager. According to Bradley, that psychological strength explains why Zayas appears complete.
50-50 on that. Look, Xander Zayas has never been a normal, how can I say this? He's always been mature for his age. He's already done this before. You know, he signed with Top Rank and the dude was like a junior in high school. Right. You know, he was young as hell. But the way he handles himself outside the ring, he's always handled himself as a professional, and it's like he's been here before. It's like nothing fazed him. so it doesn't surprise me that he's like, I want Boots. He's always said that he wanted to fight Boots. He's always said and told me that he's always wanted to fight Virgil Ortiz. He said he's like, I'll beat, Fundora. He said that too. He's like, I'll beat Fundora. I'll beat him right now, But I feel like from a talent standpoint, and he is talented as well. Xander has a really boxing high IQ. He does. And you can tell not only in the ring, but you can tell outside, even when he does commentary. You know, he's an extremely smart kid. Or young man.
Many observers still consider Zayas' decision to accept this fight extremely risky. Normally, promoters and managers prefer protecting young fighters from opponents this dangerous until they gain more experience, physical maturity, and seasoning against elite competition. Yet by accepting this challenge right now, Zayas has unexpectedly shifted pressure directly back onto Ennis himself. Boots must now prove that.
But at 23, 2 belts, and you want to face that guy? Like, I'm like, man, what? If I'm managing or I'm like, man, come on, bro. I'm like, calm your ass down real quick. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I get it. Like, we can maybe beat him, but shit, we unsure. Like, I don't know. You know what I mean? Because, like, Boots is put in a situation in this fight to where he has to show the hell up and show the hell out. Because there's been so much hype and so much clout around him, and he hasn't got the opportunity to really showcase. I mean, the biggest opportunity that he got was when he fought against Xander Ennis, and he passed that with flying colors.
Although Tim Bradley respects the courage and confidence behind Zayas accepting this matchup, he ultimately believes Ennis will prevail because of the physical advantages that come with maturity, conditioning, strength, and elite-level experience. Bradley suggested the fight could still become an important learning experience and future launching point for Zayas' career, but worries that the young challenger may be entering this level of competition.
If he can pull this off, oh goodness, a new star is born. Yeah, you know, a new star is born for sure. Puerto Rico is gonna be going crazy because they know how dangerous this fight is as well. And they respect the fact that this young man is willing to risk it all. So, you know, hey, he's young. He's 23. Hey, take a leap of faith. If he fails the mission too, I mean, he's still got a lot more years to go, right? It'd be a great learning experience for him as well. So I respect him. I respect both these guys. But I really respect Xander Zayas for, again, not ducking any smoke.
But you're calling it 50-50 at this point.
60-40.
Okay.
60-40. I 60-40. I think Boots is just. I think he's more talented. I think he's more talented out of the bunch, and I think that Boots right now is right in the midst of his prime. So, you know, when you start hitting that 26, 27, 28 range, man, Xander is still, even though his body looks like he's physically mature, right, he's not. You know what I mean? Like, he still has 3 to 4 years before he really gets to his full capacity and full man strength.
Bradley also explained how elite fighters like Boots Ennis tend to become even more dangerous when the pressure and stakes rise to another level. According to him, major fights sharpen truly elite competitors the same way a blade becomes more deadly after being refined repeatedly over time. Bradley.
And so it's like, I don't think we've seen the best Boots yet, right? And I know one thing about like fighters that have like a really high skill set and have the mentality of a Boots Ennis. The one thing about us is that, like, when the competition gets better, so does our focus, so does our everything gets sharper. Just put it that way. Everything. You know, we become so dialed in, man, and so sharpened. It's like taking a knife and sliding against that little what do you call that? Metal or rock, sliding against that rock or metal, bro. And you're just sharpening it. You just sharpening it.
Finally, Bradley believes Xander Zayas' public challenge may have personally motivated Boots Ennis in a major way. He suggested the confidence shown by Zayas has awakened a competitive fury inside Ennis that was already building beneath the surface. Now, Bradley warns, Zayas could be facing an opponent who feels he has something in.
You know, like this fight right here is woken up a beast in Boots. And Boots has to prove that, hey, everything that y'all been saying about me is real. And I'm gonna show you in this fight against this guy right here who thinks just because he got 2 belts, you know, that he can beat me, right? Boots is taking offense to this. You know, he's taking offense to this. And so I think it's more so a fight where Boots has to show up and show the hell out and be the best version of himself. I think that this is a type of fight that can definitely raise somebody's game in like a Xander Zayas as well. He can definitely elevate his game. But he's not afraid, I'll tell you that much. Xander is not afraid. And he truly believes in his heart that he can beat Boots. Truly believes in his heart. And it's gonna be amazing to see what happens, man, on that night. It is. It's gonna be amazing to see.
I never seen Xander fight. I gotta give credit where it's due. In the boxing world, I feel like Jaron is a tremendous talent. He has the talent that goes to show, and I just feel like, you know, him being from Philadelphia, I feel like he's gonna take the cake.
I'm gonna go with, man, I like them both. I really like how Xander is handling all this, you know. He's down to fight whoever, winner. And he's already 23 years old, he's already a unified champion. And I like that about him, you know. He's not afraid to, you know, get his feet wet in this division. So, but Boots, you know, Boots is a tremendous fighter.